All right, welcome back. Matt Murphy and the Matt Murphy Radio Show continues live from Legend Steakhouse. We're gathering a crowd. I think y'all can hear them if I ask them. Hey, everybody, say hi to the folks on the radio. Go! No, nothing. They can't hear me. They can't hear me. They used to be able to hear. They used to follow directions. Now, Lindsay, give us a shout. There we go. There's a nice shout. So we are live at Legend Steakhouse. Believe it or not, there's a lot of folks around, and they're coming out. They're eating early, and you can come until 6 o'clock, even if you don't have a ticket. If you have a ticket, obviously get out and see us. That is just a recipe. What you just did, Jackson, is an absolute recipe for disaster. You know that, right? That is an absolute recipe for spillage all over this table, wrecking laptop. I mean, to put a large glass of water next to electronic equipment is a bold move, Cotton.
Well,
bold
Ken
move.
Weaver asked for a glass of ice water, and now he's disappeared.
Well, he had to slide out of there. He had, sometimes you have to use the facilities, and that was the first time out. I had to do the same thing. And I just met Mr. Greg, and I want to tell, I don't know. Can I have this microphone? I want to talk to Mr. Greg. Mr. Greg, will you talk to me on the radio? Will you talk to me on the radio? I guess you have to now. Hey, Greg, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you, sir.
Pull that real close to your mouth. You just showed me, and this is fascinating to me. Was this him? Oh, wow. There he is. So we just finished up with the Winter Olympics for 2026, and Mr. Greg stopped by and said hello to us, and he shows me, oh, wow, that's a great photo. Tell everybody what you just placed in my hand.
The pictures and medal when my dad was in the second Winter Olympics in St. Moritz, Switzerland in 1928. It was 98 years ago.
Wow. And he won silver medal along with so it was a 5-man bobsled. And it was the only time they did that, you say?
Yes, it was then 4-man from then on.
That is fascinating. And where was it again?
St. Moritz, Switzerland.
And he won silver in 1928. Is that right? Yeah, 1928. That is fascinating. Tell us a little about your dad, Mr. Greg.
Well, it wasn't like the Olympics today. They did not field a team from the United States and send them over there. The captain of the other American team, which placed gold, so we finished first and second in 1928. The captain of the other team was a Billy Fisk, William G. Fisk, and he put an advertisement in a Paris newspaper and asked for Americans who were in Europe and wanted to compete in the Olympics. And my dad was in boarding schools in Germany and France and Switzerland because his mother went over and traveled in Europe and put him in boarding schools. And so at the age of 15, he was a brakeman on the 5-man bobsled competition and ended up with a silver medal. And then the other American team had the gold medal.
Wow. That is an insane story. And where was your dad? Where was your family from at the time that he was overseas?
Dad's mother was from Tacoma, Washington. I'm not sure where he was born.
Okay.
And then his dad, that would be my grandfather, was from Western North Carolina.
Uh-huh. And when did you lose your dad? Have you lost your father? Is he
yes. 1967.
Oh, wow.
Wrong. 1969. Doesn't make a difference.
But you were able to. He was able to relate all of these wonderful stories
yes
to
and
you.
No. He grew up in an era where you did not boast or brag about the things that you did, and instead of sitting his 3 sons down and saying, "One day you're going to want to know this history,"
right?
When the Olympics were on, we'd watch it on TV, and he would show us his medal and tell us a little bit about it, but.
Wow, that's such a fabulous story, Greg. I'm so glad that you stopped by and related the story, was willing to relate the story to us. That's insane. That's crazy. So silver medal from 1928.
Yes, sir. And there's more stories, but I don't want to dominate your program. If you need to cut me off, just give me the cutoff sign.
No. Talk to me. Tell me what else we need to know about.
In 1928, they didn't have bobsleds like we do today. They laid down like our American Flyers sleds, and that would be called a herringbone arrangement. And
look at that. I'm currently showing Ken Weaver a little bit of that.
It was sort of not the safest arrangement.
It doesn't look it.
4 years later in New York, when they had the Olympics, they almost canceled the bobsled competition because so many people got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But at this Olympics in 1928, the Germans, who were trying to rebound from the First World War and were not looked upon as they were like 10 years later, the Germans actually came out of the bobsled run and wrecked, ran into some trees and banged up the members of the team, and the Americans helped repair the German bobsled that night so that they could compete the next day.
Wow. So they that spirit of camaraderie and just a fellowship, the spirit of sports.
Yes, it was.
Well, Greg, where do you live now?
I'm here in Smyrna. I'm about 12 miles down the road from
How long have you been here?
I've been in Tennessee 47 years, I think.
Wow.
I was born in Dearborn, Michigan, and lived in western North Carolina, or all over North Carolina, for 25 years.
Well, I'm certain that you cherish that silver medal as you should. As you should. Do you watch do you make it a point to watch the Winter Olympics based on that?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I you've probably heard me say this, that I love the United States of America more than I dislike the Winter Olympics, and so I'm always rooting for the American team, no matter what. But I'm glad you stopped by, and I'm glad you shared that story with us.
Yes, sir, and thank you.
Thank you, Greg. That's wonderful. Thank you, Greg. That's Greg who shared. And if you're here, I mean, he's got. I don't want to speak for Mr. Greg, but I'm sure he'll let you see this. And what's pretty cool is this thing. I'm going to show off on the Super Talk television side of things. That would be your silver medal from the 1928 Olympic Games, and it looks like some Latin there. And it says the second Olympiad, maybe, and I think it says the city there, 1928 at the end. That's incredible. That's wonderful. All right, I don't want to go to Mike and Old Hickory now because I don't want to spoil the mood. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We're going to take a short time out. Dan Mandis has shown up. Dan's in the house, looking
Brother Dan Mandis.
looking fetching in that scally cap that I was talking about earlier. I saw Chad Benson somewhere. Chris Hand will be along before you know it. Chris Hand's coming from Murfreesboro, so Chris Hand might not be here until about 9:30 tonight.
No, he'll be here. It's fine.
Next year's State of the Union.
Yeah, maybe. the way the traffic's going. So I'll tell you what, RJ, if you got your ears on, we'll take a timeout early, and we'll get back to phone calls and get back into the issue of the State of the Union, and we'll get some of these other fellows in here as they're filtering in, meandering the room. Dan Mandis works a room like no man I've ever seen. He does. He works a room like nobody's I've ever seen. He skulks around. He tries to remain contactless as he's walking through the room. You know what I mean? He tries to stay as far away from people while working the room. It's something to see, and if you're at Legends, just watch. You'll see a spectacle there. It is 21 after 5 o'clock right now. Thank you, Ken Weaver. Ken Weaver sits right to my left. I like this. Ken doing the news right to my left. I'm right here. That would be, and if you're watching on home video, it looks like he's to my right, but he's really to my left because they flipped the screen.
Yeah, they flip it.
But we got an assembled crowd, folks getting out and about. Folks are telling me that they're on the way. They're hitting me up on the super text line saying, we're on the way, but traffic's a little, what's going on with traffic coming from Murfreesboro? I don't know what to tell you.
Let's see. Looks like they have stopped the road construction on
nice.
westbound 24, so that should be getting back up to speed shortly. So westbound 24 should be getting back up to speed. Right now, you've just got all the usual slowdowns this time of day, mainly outbound from downtown.
Yes, and that is going to be, the typical delays and the typical issues. But we invite you to come on out and see us. We're here until just past the State of the Union tonight. We'll be broadcasting on location until the State of the Union begins. So we've got an extended hour. At 6 o'clock, we will suspend the Matt Murphy Show, and we will begin the official round-table with Chris Hand, Chad Benson, Dan Mandis, and yours truly, Matt Murphy. Ken Weaver will be alongside as well. Jackson Williams will be here all evening. It's good to see you back, Jackson. Where'd you go?
Restroom.
Okay, that took a minute.
Yeah.
I suppose that as it might.
There was traffic.
What's on your mind, Jackson? You raised your paws.
We're doing nincompoops, right?
We are.
We should have brought the trophy.
We should have.
Oh.
Well, hell, I didn't remember my headphones, Ken. How am I going to remember the trophy and the crown? I should have brought it, though. That's
Next
true.
time we're going to bring the trophy.
I'm the current champion.
Not for long.
I'm the current weekly champion. And I think Weaver won yesterday.
No.
I do. Jackson won.
Jackson won.
Woo!
Son of a biscuit.
Do you
eater.
remember your story yesterday? Mine was the deer story with the fella, and he had a date with a deer, and the deer passed away, but he decided to finish the date anyway.
Oh, yeah, the old boy in Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
Mine was the New Zealand lady that was naked hitting her boyfriend's brother with a frying pan.
Mine was the Ohio Mayor Dingus.
What was he doing, Ken?
Let's not go over that again.
Yeah. He was doing something with his dingus.
I thought it was a schnoz.
That he ought nada, as I recall. All right, 615-737-9986 if you'd like to be a part of the show. Mike keeps calling RJ and hanging up, which I think is very funny.
I think Mike's doing that on purpose.
Yeah, welcome
to my world.
Yeah, welcome to Jackson's
yo-yo.
world. Yeah, welcome to Jackson's world. He has to deal with that on a daily basis. Several of you responding to the comment about Donald Trump and the VA. For example, Matt writes 4952. I'm a 100% disabled veteran, and I have no issue with the VA. If they can't see me in a timely manner, they farm it out to the civilian system. They even have urgent care in Murfreesboro. 7330 writes, the VA medical system has been great for me. From ear visits to doctor visits, I give them an A+. Vicky says, I'm a caregiver for a veteran. I've been doing it for a long time. I've watched it get better through Trump's first administration. I watched it go down during Biden's. I've not seen much change since Trump has been back this time. Disabled veterans, especially the combat wounded, deserve more funding. I couldn't agree more with that. Hey, I'm a veteran. I'm a female at that. Plus, I work at the VA, and I'm telling you, I've seen improvement after improvement. We're continually getting better. I'm not only proud to be a veteran, but I'm proud to work for the VA. Well, good for you, and thank you for everything that you do for the VA. The VA is making changes to their rating system for disabilities, but that's been in the works for years. I go to the VA for health care, and I'm generally speaking satisfied. And then TB says, VA care for my father, uncle, and me has been outstanding under Donald Trump. And on it goes. VA is wonderful, at least the Tennessee system. We, the ones who were told everybody to look at the VA when they were talking about Obamacare, but nobody would listen to us. Yeah, I mean, that's true. I know that I said that. Not as artfully as you did, 3618, but I said it, sadly, the government simply doesn't run anything as efficiently as the private sector. So if you want to see what government-run health care will look like, then you can look at Medicare, Medicaid, or the Veterans Administration as an example. Sadly, as much as individuals want to help those that gave and sacrificed so much to the United States of America, the government is just not geared to do things efficiently. It's just not proper. It's just not the proper system to ask to run things efficiently and effectively. Too bad the seminar caller doesn't just call and hang up. Well, that's true. That's a fair point. Man, we are getting we're getting some folks in here now.
There's about 1,500 people in here right now.
I feel that way. I mean, I haven't done an official count, Ken, but well over 1,000.
Yeah, well over 1,000 people
I was thinking
in here
too.
right now.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of folks in here. Many of them not what. You know what I'm proud of, fellas?
What's that?
Nobody's asked me for a beer yet. You know,
I have something to talk to you about actually when Ken does the news.
Have you? By the way, have you checked that bag yet to see what's inside it?
I have not.
Why are you not checking that bag?
Because it's a present for all of us. I figured we'd all open it together.
Oh, well, then we can't do it during Ken Weaver's newscast, can we?
Can't do it during. Well, you can do it during the news if you want.
I suppose. Report card day for President Donald Trump ahead of his first State of the Union. Now, understand, last year presidents don't deliver. I know this sounds like it's minutia of no consequence, but it matters, I suppose. And plus, if I don't say it this way, somebody will call me out on it on the super text line and say, Murphy, you're wrong, which that's fine. The address delivered to the nation in the first, once a president has been inaugurated, in that first year, that's not a State of the Union. That is a national address, and presidents offer them. Those States of the Union don't happen until year number 2, and that's what we're doing now. So it's his first State of the Union since returning to the White House. It is said that Donald Trump will be focusing on key campaign pledges, some promises fulfilled, others still pending, some tied up with legal challenges. His 2024 campaign centered on immigration, the economy, tariffs, and ending our involvement in foreign conflict. And more than a year into his second term, the results have been largely positive, but in some ways mixed. So I would run it down this way, and you're welcome to offer your thoughts on it at 615-737-9986. So Donald Trump gets an A+ on border security. I don't know of anyone, regardless of your political affiliation, that would suggest otherwise. Joe Biden consistently during the last 2 years of his presidency, when he was able to stand up and actually speak to the American people, which was not that often, frankly, he would say, I can't do it. Hey, whoa, hey, Jack. What?
Gotta have Congress.
I gotta have Congress. What is Congress? You know, so he's constantly telling us he needed Congress to act. We need Congress to act. And they would use the excuse that the Republicans in Congress are stymieing any deportation stoppage. Well, Donald Trump has had none of that. And Donald Trump's president as our presence as our 47th president of the United States demonstrates that Joe Biden was lying the whole time. Joe Biden could have stopped the border, the insecurity of the southern border. He chose not to, and that's fine. But, you know, that is a perfectly acceptable policy position, but don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining, right? Department of Homeland Security data since Trump took office shows an extreme decrease in border crossings between ports of entry, an achievement Trump is obviously going to highlight tonight, and rightly so. It's gone to virtually zero, and not just because border security is more engaged in the process. I mean, obviously, border security wants to do the best they can. Frankly, it's messaging. It's all about Donald Trump standing before the world stage and saying, you know what, the border's closed. You ain't got to go home, but you can't come here. You know, you're not going to get in. If you travel, however long you're traveling, you're not getting in when you get here. It's as simple as that. Trump made the promise, and he has carried it out. Now, securing our nation's border has turned out to be a hell of a lot simpler than getting people out of here. And we'll talk about that next. And Nincompoops in the News coming up. And Dan Mandis, and Chad Benson, and Chris Hand. The entire gang's here. And we're live at the State of the Union event from Legend Steakhouse. Hey, Jackson, can you hear me?
Loud and clear per
that's
usual.
Good. I can hear me now. Thank you, Mike. Thank you all for being a part of this fun and frivolity, whether you're here on location at our big event at Legend Steakhouse, the Steak of the Union event. Man, oh man, the house is getting packed, and we're not even officially started yet. It's going to be a fun night, Ken Weaver.
There's about 2,120 people here.
Weaver walked the floor and did a count. 2,000, how many?
Well, now 121.
And not a single one of them has anything but a smile on their faces.
Yes, sir.
Dan Mandis looks like he's drinking a Long Island iced tea. I hope that's true.
Brother Dan, no,
What do you think?
he's got to go on the air. So,
Not yet.
Brother Dan, he stays with the rules.
He keeps he keeps it on the DL, as they say.
Yes.
Well, I do not.
Isn't Dan a margarita fella?
No, he's a Dangria.
Dangria fella.
Dangria, that's what it's called.
That would be a sangria, but only when Dan drinks it, it's a Dan.
He will make you one heck of a Dangria.
I would just have I'm not one to complain. You know me.
I know you, Brother Murphy.
I'm not one to complain.
No, sir.
But I would really like it if next year we could squeeze in a little closer.
Oh, yeah?
Oh,
like this? Like we're not close enough?
This booth was made for little fellas.
Well, I'm a little fella.
No, you're not. Hey, let me tell you something. Weaver, y'all watch it on Super Talk TV. You see this. Weaver has lost. You're walking every day, right?
I walk every day that it's not 20 degrees.
So you haven't been walking lately, then?
No, sir.
Yeah,
I have not.
I feel that. I hear you. I feel that. You're looking great.
Well, thank you.
And you slid out of that booth like a champ.
I know.
Like a champ. You know what I noticed when you're sliding out of that booth?
What's that?
You've been taking your no acetol.
Yeah, and
You know why I know that, Jackson?
Why?
Weaver's got no acetol.
Good one.
That turned Mandis around. That one did.
Well, that's why I have to tighten my belt.
Good for you. That's awesome. All right. I failed to ask RJ if he's aware of what we're about to do.
I think he's aware. He's done your show before, hasn't
You think so? RJ, if you know what time it is at 42 after the hour, it is time for a little bit of a little segment that we like to call
Nincompoops in the News.
What are you taking my... What are you... No, that's my line.
It's my line now.
My line. All righty, then. It's time for Nincompoops in the News, one of the favorite segments of the Matt Murphy Radio Show, Super Talk 99.7 WTN. It's an opportunity for Jackson Williams, Ken Weaver, and Matt Murphy to look all across the state of Tennessee, all across these United States of America, nay,
the world.
the world, where we find the Nincompoops, we bring them to you, 3 stories per day, and you get to vote on who you believe the Nincompoop of the day is. I have the results from yesterday, gentlemen. All right, but first a complaint.
All right.
I complain all the time.
I don't like the way that Jackson Williams is taking over this segment. He makes all these demands, and now he's demanding the vote stay open until 10 minutes after 6 o'clock.
6:10 is a fair and reasonable time to keep the votes open. If you don't like it, take it up with the International Nincompoops Commission, the INC.
It is a nice even number.
The INC.
He's got the acronym for it, too.
You know it's official when you get the acronym.
When the INC gets involved, there's a lot of commissions and studies and blue ribbon panels, and it might take years to get a judgment out of those fellas, so I'll stick with 6:10.
6:10. That's
Fair
when you got
enough.
to get your votes in.
Ken, I've got some unfortunate news to deliver.
What?
We tallied up. My deer story did not perform as well as I thought it would.
Okay.
And I think we've figured something out about the voting process.
All right.
That we decided pretty early on, if somebody dies, we're not doing that story.
Right.
Because this is supposed to be fun.
Right.
I've now discovered that the grodier the story, the less inclined people are to vote for it.
Yeah.
And that story yesterday
Both of yours.
was, as they used to say, you'll get this reference, Ken. That story yesterday was grody to the max.
It was grody to the max, indeed. But mine wasn't as bad as your story.
I don't know, Ken.
Nobody died in mine.
No,
You
but-
just had a weird mayor.
Very weird mayor.
But I'm sad to report that I tallied the votes 3 separate occasions
Yeah.
after 7 o'clock last night, and Jackson won.
Way to go, Brother Jackson.
Way to go, Jackson. Look, the crowd has roared in its approval.
Yes.
Not so much. All right, Jackson, that means you get to go, you get to go anywhere you want. You get to pick the batting order. What is the order, sir?
We are going Weaver, Murphy, then Williams.
Oh, wow. Oh, confident that no one else has his story. I like it.
Yes, sir.
I like it. All right.
You go ahead, Brother Weaver.
Man sentenced to 4 years in prison for attempting to rob Taco Bell with a rock in Ocala, Florida. 40-year-old Kawarren Anderson received the sentence on Thursday. Court records show he was credited for 6 months and 19 days of time already served.
19 days.
The incident happened in July of 2025. It was recorded on body camera video, later shared by Ocala police on social media. The footage shows a canine unit tracking Anderson from the Taco Bell to a nearby trash bin. When the dog located him behind the bin, it bit Anderson.
Oh, no.
According to the arrest affidavit, Anderson told police he was homeless and needed money.
No quiero
He
Taco
admitted,
Bell.
No quiero Taco Bell.
Yep, sorry.
He admitted he tried to rob Taco Bell by climbing through a drive-through window while holding a rock and demanding cash from employees. Well, police arrested Anderson shortly after the attempted robbery. The body camera video of the effort to rob Taco Bell was included in a video player at the top end of this story, but I was not able to look at it. However, 40-year-old Keywarren Anderson is no longer homeless. He is in prison.
And he is
A
a
nincompoop.
nincompoop. Correct. Here we go. An assistant principal at a Queens public elementary school lived a double life as a pimp, offering clients sex with a Los Angeles-based woman for $2,000 an hour. Ken, you're the official name pronouncer of this radio show.
All right.
Bond, how do you, NG?
That's Bondin.
Bond in?
Banya.
Banya. See, Bond in the. Well, this fella, who's a nincompoop, 47 years of age, was a top administrator at PS 16 in Corona, was arrested Sunday on charges of coercing interstate prostitution for allegedly setting up a paid sexual encounter between a woman and Johns as far back as 2011 and as recently as December inside of a luxury Long Island City high-rise. The assistant principal who made – now, this is the most nincompoop part of the story. You know how much he made as an assistant principal in New York?
How much?
$80,000.
$173,000 as an assistant principal. We're in the wrong business, boys.
We are, boys.
He posed as the woman in flirty texts that he sent. So not only was he this woman's pimp, he would act as her in text messages that he would send to potential clients. And according to the text messages obtained by the Federal Human Trafficking Investigation, they were flirty indeed. My rate is $2K, love, he wrote to one John. He also told, I'm saying he because I can't pronounce his last name. You got it?
Ung.
Ung?
Yeah, Ung.
Ung told a client to deposit money in a Zelle account bearing his name. The accused principal turned pimp was released on a $150,000 bond after appearing in a Brooklyn federal court where prosecutors alleged that he groomed the women who had been inexperienced at prostitution before they met.
How much was he making as a pimp?
Ung was more coercive than we originally thought, according to the U.S. District Attorney. Prosecutors believe that he was part of a larger prostitution ring that went from coast to coast and as far away as Cartagena and Colombia. I guess that's a place in
Cartagena.
Cartagena in Colombia. The government also has evidence that he had conversations with 3 different women who worked at unidentified massage parlors. Well, that's where you find your potential prostitutes, at those massage parlors. Happy ending.
Well, they have a little issue with that around here from time to time.
Well, let me tell you something. For Ung, there is no happy ending. There's only nincompoopery, and you can expect to be in a jail cell engaged in it. Jackson?
I have one question before I start my nincompoop. Have you watched your movie yet?
Bad Santa?
Yes.
I have not.
Okay, so you are nincompoop A.
I should just say yes, shouldn't I? I mean, just read the Wikipedia. I mean, I want to do that.
Right.
Oh, just they were no. I did watch it.
No, you didn't.
There were
All
two
right.
guys in a robbery ring, and one of them was a midget. Can I say midget?
Well, you just did twice, so let's move on.
I just do the news, boys. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of midgets, there's Dan.
All right. Former New Haven police chief accused of stealing more than $80,000 from confidential informant fund for online gambling.
What?
Former New Haven police chief Carl Jacobson has been arrested. Jacobson turned himself into the state police in Montville this morning, according to the New Haven mayor's office. Last month, Jacobson suddenly retired after 3 assistant police chiefs confronted him about missing money from the confidential informant fund. While Jacobson initially admitted to stealing $10,000, an investigation revealed that $81,500 was unaccounted for or misappropriated from the New Haven's Confidential Informant Fund. According to court documents, Jacobson stole $81,500 from the Narcotic Enforcement Program Fund between January 2024 and January 2026, and $4,000 from the Police Activity League Fund in December of 2025. The investigation began after Acting Chief David Zanelli received concerns from Sergeant Sanchez about Jacobson's behavior in late December. Sanchez reported that Jacobson had not provided money to pay informants for November and December 2025, which was unusual. On January 5th, 3 assistant chiefs confronted Jacobson about the missing funds. Zanelli secretly recorded the conversation on his department's cell phone. During the recorded meeting, Jacobson admitted to spending too much money on online gambling sites such as DraftKings and FanDuel, and that he was seeking help. When asked how long the theft had been going on, he said, "Not long, just this month." He was, in fact, lying.
Is that it?
I mean, it goes on for pages
Well,
and
let's
pages. Yeah,
we don't
time.
have to get into
It's 5:52.
the down and dirty details.
So he abruptly resigned before he was charged.
Yeah, so what was he betting on?
Here's the.
He must have been betting on the Titans.
What was he the head of a prostitution ring charging $2,000 an hour?
No, but if I win,
well,
but
in
if
that
I
case-
win, you get to hear Freebird again. RJ's ready to go.
What?
Yeah.
That's That's nastiness, collusion, and unfair practice. That's an unfair business practice. That's how we play Nincompoops in the News. Hit that sounder there, RJ. Yeah, that's what we like to do. That's the way we play it. So I don't know if we can take a live and in-person vote, but I know this. You can vote early, vote often. There we go. That's what I like to hear. Vote early, vote often on the super text line, 615-737-9986, 615-737-9986. That says Murphy.
Ken Weaver!
I think that says Matt Murphy over there on that napkin. Oh, what? That does not say
Weaver,
Whit.
yeah!
Oh, it does not. That's awful. Well, Ken Weaver already has an in-person vote. We'll see how the vote turns out. We'll be back momentarily live from Legend Steakhouse. It's the Matt Murphy Show on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Vote for me.